So welcome. Why don't you start by introducing yourself, your name, your title, and the organization that you represent?
Thanks, Sam. Super excited to be here at the HITLAB Innovators Summit. It is my first time here
Wow.
in person. I attended it last year virtually. I'm Pooja Majmudar. I am a director in the healthcare life sciences startup banking team at Silicon Valley Bank. SVB has been known for the last 40 years as the bank for innovators and investors. And we are alive. We are back. And we are backed by a 125-year-old bank that believed in SVB's commitment to the innovation ecosystem. So we are here serving, the innovators in the same capacity as we did. So very excited to be here and representing SVB and connecting with a lot of great minds.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're happy to have you here. So you said that this is your first in-person
Yes.
HITLAB Summit. What are some goals you have for yourself that you want to get out of the summit? What are you looking forward to? And how do you think this is going to help SVB or the other companies that are involved?
That's a great question. Again, by background, I'm not a banker. I have a doctorate in molecular biology.
Wow.
I spent many years with top tier institutions, helping physicians, clinicians, researchers, scientists translate early stage technologies from the lab to the marketplace. So I was the catalyst, the conduit, kind of translating and connecting, being the liaison for the universities and the industry. So I've been at the intersection of business, law and science. What excites me about coming here, it's
Yeah.
Columbia
Yeah,
University.
of course.
I'm geeking out a little bit. The other thing is I love the way the agendas are set up and the discussions. A lot of it is educational, but the key takeaway points are so relevant, translatable, and applicable for a lot of founders and investors and industry leaders that are here in the audience. From SVB's perspective, we love to come and meet to understand where the industry is headed. SVB has been in not just in the healthcare life sciences space, but we've always democratized data. We follow specific industries very closely. We come up with in-depth analyses. We discuss and do deep dives on trends in the sector. So, keeping that in mind, coming here, meeting the attendees, the speakers, gives me a lot of food for thought, a lot of fodder for me to take back and kind of use them to understand what's going to come down the pike for the next 6 months to a year.
Right.
So loving all the cross-pollination of ideas and exchanging of trends and insights.
Yeah, absolutely. That's wonderful. So you mentioned briefly that you have a bit of a unique perspective being someone who is involved in academia and also the financial business side of health tech. So I was wondering how you bring your knowledge and your background to SVB and what you look for in companies that you want to back or ideas that you really believe are innovative and how you what you look for in that.
That's a great question. So, again, not a background, I don't have a background in finance, not a banker. What I do provide is that extra value add that companies would never think a bank could provide. We work with founders, innovators across all stages. Me and my team primarily work with startups that are Series A and earlier. Where I come in is I'm responsible for creating and building national level partnerships that would then benefit our clients. The way I work with founders is I try to not only provide them with financial product and services through SVB, but also be a sounding board on the technical side, discuss strategy,
Right.
you know, and provide feedback in areas which would then eventually help the startups reach their next value inflection point, be it on the R&D side, on the business strategy side, on the fundraising side.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of wear multiple hats, but at the end of the day, the goal for us is to help our founders move the needle and hit the Series A fundraising milestone.
Yeah, that's great. So I was wondering, I had another follow-up question about SVB's goals. So you mentioned trend tracking. What trends are you paying particular attention to, and what are maybe you looking for at the summit that people are talking about that you are taking particular interest in?
That's a great question, and I love the title of the summit. It's the Innovators Summit,
Right.
the promise and potential of health tech. Since the pandemic, I mean, the pandemic hit everybody pretty hard. If I have to say, if there were a few things or a silver lining, that came out of the pandemic was the adoption and the appreciation for technologies in the health tech space, and that is clearly evident in terms of the investment dollars that went in the sector. So 2021, 2020, 2021, they were the two bonanza years when, there were immense numbers of deals and dollars in the health tech space, with the new, headwinds in terms of inflation, monetary tightening. Fundraising has been difficult
Yeah.
for founders, but New York, again, this year, if we track data from Q1 of 2023, New York beat San Francisco, the Bay Area, not only in deals, but in terms of dollars raised in health tech. Health tech is also leading all the other subsectors in healthcare and life sciences, and it beat out biopharma in terms
Wow.
of investment dollars that went into the space. So there is activity. There's a lot of promise. So I'm actually looking forward to a lot of amazing technologies being built from the ground up.
Yeah.
A lot of new partnerships happening in the space, just because of the tight fundraising environment. So lots to be excited about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I understand that you're invited to be a guest speaker at the summit. I was wondering if you could give a little bit of insight, a sneak peek into what you are talking about and what you want the audience to take away.
Sure. So I moderated a couple of really interesting sessions. Today I moderated a session that around a topic that's very close to my heart is, investment dollars and technologies that are enabling women's health sector to move forward. So it's been very interesting and insightful. Being part of these conversations that are not just on focusing on women's health, but across various areas and disease areas, and how digital health is helping overcome a lot of hurdles in those spaces. So it's been a great experience so far.
That's fantastic. Well, Pooja, thank you so much for chatting with me and answering all my questions. You had such great insight. It's so interesting to hear about what you think is going to happen, what's happening now, and I look forward to seeing you throughout the conference. Good luck to you and SVB and everything that you do.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks, Sam.
absolutely.